So I'm here to say we need to keep New Zealand GE free, and we'd like to thank the parties who have opposed this horrific bill.
And the thing is to be really aware of this. This bill excludes regulation of many new genetically engineered organisms, bacteria, fungi, plants, and animals. There's been no economic analysis of this bill, except by one independent body that looked at the costs to New Zealand of losing our clean, green, non-GMO, GE-free reputation and exports. Up to $20 billion a year lost asset. They are taking away regulation of organisms that will not be labelled unless good old Woolworths and good old PAMS and good old New World and Zespri and Fonterra label it voluntarily, because the government is saying you don't have to label it, you don't have to test it. The companies will be in charge of saying these products are safe because they've been assumed safe. You've got to allow precaution. The precautionary principle is the guardian of nature and of human health, and they've removed it from this bill.
In the last 5 years, we've seen existing legislation and safeguards ignored and dismantled, to the result of the death and the disability of many thousands at the hands of the last government, with this Parliament still in complete denial. And now the current government wants to usher in the most dangerous gene tech regime on the planet, possibly with the exception of Australia. We must make these products and the companies subject to much tighter regulations, not much laxer ones, by removing existing protections.
Looking back 25 years, they predicted, they said, if New Zealand doesn't embrace genetic engineering, our agriculture will become globally uncompetitive, we will be left behind, we will go backwards, we will become an agricultural backwater and lose our market share. Did that happen? No, over the past 25, in fact, it's been exactly the opposite. It's been a huge competitive advantage for our farmers. The planting of GMO crops overseas has led to a dramatic increase in the use of pesticides, herbicides like Roundup, the emergence of super weeds and super pests. GE crops have not produced higher yields than conventional crops, but they've resulted in widespread weed and pest resistance and widespread contamination of neighbouring farms.
They call it innovation. They tell us New Zealand's policies are outdated, that we need to keep up with the world. But this government has provided no economic cost-benefit analysis to support this bill or its serious trade and market impact risks. What they are doing is opening the door for global biotech corporations to own and control our land, our farms, and eventually our future. This isn't about progress, it's about power. This bill would end our clean, green GMO status overnight, taking us from one of the world's most respected agricultural nations to some of the most loosest gene tech policies on earth. This strips us from one of the most basic human rights, the right to know what we're putting into our bodies. They call it sustainability, but it's corporate capture of governments, of farmers, and of life itself. Once a gene is patented, whoever owns that patent owns the life form. That means a handful of corporations could own the genetic code of our food supply and charge farmers every season for the right to grow it. I could stand here today as a metabolic health expert of 30 years who studied every move of big food, big ag, and big pharma over that time. And I could tell you how ultra-processed, pesticide-ridden GMO foods are destroying human health and are driving the epidemic of metabolic disease and are contributing to mental health illness. But today, I stand here as a mother and as a grandmother, out of love. New Zealand's clean green image isn't marketing, it's our identity. It's the heartbeat of our exports, our tourism, and our pride. To lose that for corporate profits would be unforgivable. Together, let's stand in truth, in love, and in courage, and tell Parliament loud and clear, we do not consent. Thank you.
We have to work together. We have to realise there's unity and diversity here.
Wouldn't it be amazing if we had an overriding law that required the government to assess every new law against the criteria of, will this law make New Zealand a better place for New Zealand people? They know the science sucks. They know it. And they're doing it anyway. At least 25 years ago, they came and asked us. They went around the country. It wasn't a great process, but at least they asked. Regardless of the tweaks that could be done, it will never, ever be able to pass muster. It is not safe. We have to ask the government to halt the bill, stop the bill, and throw it in the trash. Yeah. Thank you.